And I'm going to mute myself.
Hi, Jamie. Jamie, can you hear me? I know you're muted. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me.
Yep, I can hear you.
Perfect. Can you see me or see the screen?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Excellent. So I know it's 7:31. Just going to give a few more minutes here for people to jump in, and then we'll get started. Try and be respectful of everybody's time this evening. So All right, Jamie, we're going to get started here in another minute. Just give people a little bit more time. We should have a few more people, but this is being recorded. So if for whatever reason people forgot, we will have this recorded. All right. I think we'll get started. Again, just want to be respectful of your time, Jamie. So thank you so much for being on. This is, like I said, I'm gonna be respectful of your time. I'm gonna try and keep this to about 20 to 30 minutes with maybe some Q&A at the end if there's any more questions that are not specific. Try to keep the the specific personal questions, whole personal health kind of thing. Leave those questions for off of a unrecorded Zoom session. So I'm super excited to introduce this weight loss program. The whole purpose of launching something like this through the office here, having this be an additional service that we do, is just because it's obviously a very important one when it comes to your health. So very, very excited to launch this and to go through this and have this be a resource and tool for people to use to really not only change how people are feeling through chiropractic, but also through this additional resource that's going to help really transform the health, because that's really what we're looking at doing at our office is reaching those goals and really changing how you think and act about your health. So jumping into this here, with this program, when introducing this, wanted to really vet and not just introduce any sort of program. So the program itself is OPTAVIA. There's four components with this program. So the first one is your OPTAVIA Coach, or kind of your accountability partner, if you will. So that would obviously be me. The next component is going to be the habits of health. And so the thing that I love about this program is this is a program that is done by a proven, trusted third-party company. So this isn't going to be anything that you would particularly, a supplement per se, or a product that you would buy over the counter through us at the office. This is going to be taken care of by a third-party company. So it kind of takes out the whole issue of making sure that there's product on hand and those types of things. But one of the key components here, the second one, is the habits of health. And that's really what the whole program is the main, I would say the main goal, or the main thing that most people utilize this program for, is going to be the weight loss aspect. But the program is so much more than just weight loss. So these habits of health, there are different, what we call elements that you'll learn throughout the process, throughout this journey. The whole purpose of this is, yes, to lose weight, but it's not a diet. That's really what I want to emphasize. It's not a diet, because a diet will really, the word diet generally dictates like a start and an end. And really what we're trying to do is transform your thought process, really introducing healthy habits and creating a lifestyle transformation. And so that's what the healthy habits are. So it goes into more talking about specifics as far as like, creating a why, like why is it that you're doing this? Anchoring to something that's more important to you than just losing 15 pounds or whatever the case is. And the whole purpose of that is to anchor to something that's going to be that's going to drive you through those times where you don't want to keep doing this. Also talks about like mindset, so there's a whole host of different elements that I have them written down here. But again, the whole purpose behind that is to make a transformation, not just doing a diet. There's a community, obviously, with this. You're going to have support, obviously, through me. There's other people who've gone through the program that are going to be going through the program. And making those changes. And so you're going to have a community that you can lean on and ask questions. Like if you have a struggle per se, or you're looking for a specific recipe or something like that, you're going to have a community of people that are going to be there to support you. And then the last thing is the fuelings. Those are really kind of the term that we use. So this is the food that you're going to be eating. The whole idea behind this is, again, kind of changing that thought process from like a diet to a transformation. Is you're not necessarily, we use the word fuelings because that's what you're doing, is you're fueling your body to burn fat. And I'll touch a little bit more on that a little bit later on here, but that's the whole idea behind it, is you're actually fueling your body, giving your body the nutrients and what it needs to burn fat, to lose pounds, to lose inches, and all of that. So next, what I want to go over is, give me 1 second here, is really just my transformation. We put this up in the office, and so, one of my big things for me is my kind of my personal story, I guess, is I just really fell out of doing healthy things. Life got busy. Things just, life got busy, kids, all this stuff, whatever. And I just stopped doing healthy habits that I knew how to do. And I needed something to really just kind of kickstart my journey. I also wanted to, like I said, I wanted to try, when I implemented a system like this into the office, I wanted to go through it myself. So that way I can really relate to anybody that's going through this or what they're experiencing. And so I lost 25 pounds in 30 days. Obviously you can see visible changes, but it's the things that I think are important, not just the visible changes, but the things that I've, the way that I felt, more energy, sleeping better, thinking more clearly. Some of these, secondary positive effects, if you will, that are that come along with losing weight. One thing that my wife loves is no more snoring. So those types of things, just kind of as a disclaimer, there is like an average weight loss on the plan, which we'll dive more into, is 12 pounds. That's on average for 12 weeks. Obviously, that's going to vary. That's going to be individualized. I'll touch on some other things here with regards to changes and things that you'll see on this plan. But I also have Tara on the line here. So Tara is a friend of mine and my wife's. Tara, her daughter, actually, my wife coached Tara's daughter in volleyball. And so Tara was the one that introduced us to this program. And so I have her on here because I want her to share her story. Because it's extremely powerful and just really, I guess, shows you what is possible on this program. So Tara.
All right. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
I gotcha.
Excited to talk about OPTAVIA. I use OPTAVIA and Game Changer interchangeably because, it's hard, right? And all of the things that we get tied up in the world, it's hard to find those healthy options. It's hard to figure out what the healthy options are. There's so much mixed media coming at us about do this, do this, do this. But it really, really was a game changer for me in the fact that, my story kind of started, I'm, pushing 50. I'm like, gosh, I got to get healthy. My kids are watching, COVID came last year. And that's kind of when I had a little wake up call when they put obesity as a risk factor. That was a big deal to me because I thought, would I check out, and not be with my family, so I wanted to control the factors that I could. And so my whys were pretty big, just being that big role model for my family. I have a son who struggles with obesity and really inspiring him to make changes. And I really didn't know, is this going to work for me? But I said to myself, if it doesn't work, it's not going to be my fault because I'm going to give it. I'm going to plug in and I'm going to stay in and I'm going to do the things every single day, even when they're hard. And so I really stayed 100% on plan for 90 days. And then I took some trips. I travel a lot, but I was always making healthier choices because the thing is, you start with one reason, but those fuelings and those meals that you're making are kind of teaching you how to eat healthy and what a healthy meal might look like. And they're delicious. What I really love about this program is I can't eat chicken and a vegetable every day, or I can't just have salad, right? So I use the lean and green recipes, which we'll talk about a little bit more, to create diversity in my eating plans. And whether that looked like egg roll in a bowl or a Big Mac salad, or maybe chicken crust margarita pizza, I was still eating all of the things that I loved, but I was making healthier versions of them. And in turn, my husband began to eat healthy and work his program, and he lost 40 pounds. And so, it's better. We're better together. We're healthier. We're more active. Our energy is better. We sleep better. My joints don't hurt. And one thing that I really loved about it is it wasn't just about that external change. I really wanted to internally change my health. So I had gone for my physical at the end of 2019, the last day of 2019, and I didn't start program until August of 2020. I had my blood drawn at my next physical, and my cholesterol went from 224 to 160. And my doctor was like, what are you doing? Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And really, my triglycerides from going from 376 to 77. In my mind, I was like, I don't eat that unhealthy. I have my salads. I just really thought that it was age. And I thought it was, being a woman and reaching maybe premenopause and all of the things that happen to our body. But then I realized that I needed to fuel my body. And if I wasn't fueling my body, I was probably fueling disease. So every day I just chose to win the day. And, at 4 weeks, again, average weight loss is 12 pounds, going to be different for everyone. At 4 weeks, I was down 20 pounds. At 8 weeks, I was down 40 pounds. At 4 months, I was down 60 pounds. And then I took the last 10 over. At 5.5 months, I had shed 70 pounds and 35 inches off my frame. And now this program, all I did was walk, because this program isn't made for like high intensity workouts. That's not how you're making the changes. And so all I did was walk 3 times a week for a couple of miles a day, and just walking with my neighbor like everyone does in Minnesota in the summer. And it was great for me. And now that I'm healthy, there's no end. It's not like you end and you go back to the habits that got you to need the program in the first place. There's a carefully calculated transition that I went through 6 months ago. So I'm coming up on my year anniversary. I've kept all of my weight off. And now I have transitioned, and I'm also having the habits of healthy movement. So I'm back in the gym. Now that I have the weight off, my joints don't hurt, and I'm able to be more active and do those healthy things that will create optimal health for a lifetime. So that's a little bit about my story. I know I'm a fast talker, but it is kind of a passion of mine, because it really did change my life. It changed how I feel every day, changed my activity level. And it really just kind of woke me up to the possibilities of like, don't sit in that hamster wheel of day after day, but really take charge of your health and make those changes so that you can live your best life. And that's really a passion of mine.
That's awesome. Thanks, Tara. The thing that I love the most about Tara's her journey and her story that I resonated with is that she just said, you know what, listen, I'm going to do this for 90 days and I'm going to commit to it. Really, that's, for me, I guess in my perspective is you have to commit to it. The great thing about the program, like I said, is, that's kind of one of the motivating factors for most people is to lose the weight, which is obviously very, very important. But you're going to see with this program, you're going to see not only physical changes that you can see, but then also physical changes that you can't necessarily see unless you get tested like Tara did. Now, getting the blood work done is not like a prerequisite to the program, but I would highly suggest anybody that's going to do the program get that done, because what that's going to do is going to give you what we call like a non-scale victory that you can latch onto and see. Because for me, I lost 10 pounds my first week, and then over the next, 3 other weeks, I lost the additional 20 pounds, but it was a lot slower. So it's easy then to be discouraged when you're looking at the scale all the time of like, oh, I only, I didn't lose any weight today, or I only lost half a pound, or what's going on. For me, it was like, I lost 10 pounds in the first week, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a piece of cake. And then reality kind of hits you. So getting the blood work done, I didn't do this, but Tara obviously did. Losing 35 inches is awesome. So measurements is going to be a big important thing, as you can see for both of us, before and after pictures. So there's going to be definitely some things that you're going to want to do. They're going to help kind of anchor you to why you're doing this and the importance of it. And that's really the purpose of having, a coach or a accountability person, is just someone who's been there, have that support, being able to check in with you. How is it going? What are you struggling with? What are your successes? How can we keep you on this, on this journey, and towards your healthy, your healthy habits, and really just provide that encouragement and that support. Diving into kind of the next component of the healthy habits. I know we talked about this earlier, but really kind of getting more into it. You're going to receive, as part of the program, a couple of these books, and this is going to have just those those other tangible things that you're going to be able to dive into to really anchor to why you're doing this, and to make sure that you're successful. Like Tara said, coming up on her 1-year anniversary of this, and that's really, the second bullet point there is steps to their long-term success. And that's really what it's about, because anybody can, again, diet. When we don't want to diet, we want to make a lifestyle transformation, but anybody can do that and then just go back to their old ways that aren't healthy. And then you can see that's where you hear all the time if somebody says, yeah, I lost 20 pounds on this program, but then I gained all of it back and then some, is because you're dieting, you're not making a transformation. So it's small, it's consistent changes, but again, the goal is that lifetime transformation by implementing those healthy habits. The third component, again, is that community, the community aspect. So there's, again, being a third-party company, there's going to be, local and virtual community events that you can do, support calls, videos that you can watch. There's actually a nutritional support team. So I don't think we touched on this quite yet, but this is going to be when we go over more specifics with your individual health challenges, what you have going on. Nutritional support can come in play here when you have specific questions, like if, this program, there's differences for like, if you have gout, if you're a nursing mother, if you have thyroid issues. So if there's other health challenges, there's going to be tweaks and specifications that we're going to use. If you're gluten insensitive, you have soy allergies, those types of things. There's going to be tweaks and changes that we're going to do. And nutritional support is just again, from a third-party company that's, scientifically backed and proven. They're going to be able to give you help with any struggles that you may have that may be above and beyond what you'll find in some of the local or virtual support groups and things like that. So then the fourth component is, again, is that fueling. So Tara touched a little bit on it. You're eating real food. So these are foods that you're eating. So you'll actually, you see on maybe some of the previous slides, it's called what's called a 5-in-1 plan. So you're eating 6 times per day, every 2 hours. Some of you have been up in the office when my alarm has been going off. That's just, I set my alarm on my phone and I get it on my watch to eat every 2 to 3 hours. So you're just, again, you're providing fuel for your body to get into that fat burn. And then you're drinking 64 ounces of water every single day as well. So that's going to help continue to get some of that, all that toxicity, all that junk that your body's then burning off, your body's going to be able to flush it. And again, these meals that you're eating, they're nutrient dense, carbohydrate controlled, protein, carbohydrates, all that stuff, scientifically proven. It's designed to, like we said, get you into that fat burn. So your body's going to use 2 different sources for energy. And number one is like glucose and sugar. So that's like, if you're burning sugar for energy, that's when you kind of hit that mid-afternoon lull. You need that pick-me-up cup of coffee because your body's burning that sugar. It's a very quick source of energy. Where when you're burning fat and your body's burning that fat, it's a more sustainable energy source that your body's able to burn. And then you're going to see the positive changes from that. So that's why you'll see when you go throughout this program that you're going to have more energy, because you're burning, the types of fuel that we're designed to use. And that's that fat burn. So, so that's really the whole purpose of that, is to burn the fat and to lose the weight and to lose the inches. And then, again, to just continue to, make those changes that you'll see on the scale. And then, like I said, if you do the blood work. So this is just some examples of some of like the fuelings that you'll eat or some of the meals that you can cook. Tara had mentioned the chicken crust margarita pizza. That is one of our absolute favorites. The Big Mac bowl, which is exactly what it says. It's like a Big Mac, but it's just in a bowl without the bread and all of the bad stuff that comes along with a Big Mac. And it tastes exactly like it. But like I said, you're eating real food. My wife loves the brownie, some of the bars. That's the other thing that we've found is very convenient about this is it's a very like mindless sounds wrong, but it is kind of like a mindless program to follow. It's really easy. You grab a bar, you can make a meal at home with some of the fuelings, and then your one lean and green, which is the like kind of like the example here is the Philly cheesesteak pepper there. So you're eating 6 times a day, like I said, 2 to 3 hours. It's just like I said, I can't to speak highly enough of the program and what it's done for me and for my wife too. And we're not done. And so we're on this journey with you. And so some of the next steps with the program, if this is something that you're interested in, the cost is $414 plus tax, and that's for your first month. So that's going to give you all of the resources, all of the fuelings, the books. It comes with a journal, so that way you're journaling and logging what you're doing. That's going to help us keep track of what's going on, where maybe some struggles are. Like I said, we're kind of rolling this out as like a group. And so if you are interested in doing that, make sure and send me an email by this Sunday at 8 p.m. I'm going to throw my email in the chat box for those that are here. If you don't have my email, it's my name, Ty Hall, TYHALL, DC as in Doug Charlie @gmail.com. So send me that email by Sunday at 8. If you are interested in enrolling in this, we'll get you kind of up and rolling. And then next week, we're going to do those what are called private health assessments. So I'll touch base with you, talking more specifically and more in depth with what you have going on. If we need to make any tweaks or changes to with what you have going on as far as health related concerns, place those orders at that time. And then we're going to do on August 31st at 7, we'll do another Zoom kickoff. So that's just going to be more in depth as far as setting you up for success on your first day of the program, which you can see the start date will be September 7th. We didn't want to start this on or before Labor Day weekend, maybe give you that one last hurrah before you buckle down, but also timing wise, it's kind of a good time and kind of a good restart or reset time. After the holiday, kids are back in school, kind of the summer chaos is all done and it's time to get back to a routine or a schedule and things like that. So again, that kickoff will be the 31st, and then we're starting on Tuesday, the 7th of September. So yeah, that's all that I got for you. Pretty close to that 30-minute mark. Again, if you're interested, send an email by this Sunday at 8, and we'll get things rocking and rolling and get you onto that journey of losing some weight and shedding some inches. So any questions, Jamie, or any other questions anybody else has after watching this, you can definitely send those questions to me. Otherwise, that's all I have for you. And thank you so much for tuning in and listening in. And look forward to seeing you soon.
Perfect. Thanks. And we'll get wrapped up here.